I flew to Denver on my first day. I sat in first class to watch Good Will Hunting and had a good dinner. Got to Denver, laid over, and then worked the trip back. It was really seamless, really easy. People were friendly. I never really had too many issues with passengers, so it was a great first day of work.
We did not have movies to entertain, so we got to know our passengers very well. I had the Maharaja of India, and he had the hugest diamond on. It was so huge, and so I had made a comment, and I tried on the ring, this diamond ring, and it was bigger than my thumb. The diamond was bigger than my thumb, and also the ring side was bigger. And when I looked at it, I said, oh my gosh. Well, since then, I fell in love with diamonds.
When I first started, I hated it because I was so lonely. I didn't hate the job, I hated the downtime and the loneliness, because you get to a layover, you'd have a day, and if nobody was on your crew or you didn't have anybody to hang out with, it was just you and in a city by yourself.
Today, flight attendants don't have time to say hello. We would have a conversation. You got to really know the people. It's like a bartender, they would give you their sob story and you just listen to it.
When you're flying for an airline, it's very rare that you work with the same people. So I don't think in my entire career did I ever fly with the same person.
I was on Wake Island for 1 week. They forgot me because at that time we don't have computer. Everything was handwritten and things were put on the board with either thumbtacks or magnet. My girlfriend, Jeannie Sakakihara, who is now Jeannie Sakakihara Kanahili, well, because her last name is Sakakihara, it sounds like Tsubakihara, and the spelling is almost similar. Well, my name fell between the back of the cabinet. I kept waiting to take my flight out, but there was a glitch. I kept waiting to take my flight out, but there was a glitch. They found out that I was back of the cabinet. So I got to stay on Wake Island a little bit longer.
You're not allowed anymore to go and sit up front in the cockpit like you once were. You could just go up there and hang out. Now there's procedures in place. It's a big deal to open that cockpit door, even for a pilot to come out and go to the restroom or to have dinner. So those are the types of things that have put in place, rightfully so, after 9/11.
It was Easter. I took some senko. At that time, people were given the passengers flower leis. So I collected all the flower leis. I said, because there's this monument that I would like to take it to. So I took the flower leis and I asked one of the Standard Oil fellas to, let's go with me there. And we tried to light the senko and it wouldn't burn, no matter what we did. Well, finally, the senko burned. It took. And it turned out like a torch. It did not burn down. It just, the torch, the light, the fire would just come out from the top, but it wouldn't go down. And so now I got spooky, so I put it down, laid the flower, pour my water on because I was told that, that's what I'm supposed to do for the deceased, that they're thirsty, so it's just part of a ritual. And then we ran out of there. The tower, the FAA, saw the billowing cloud of smoke that was coming from my senko, which is, it's weird to think that it would cause so much smoke. And they sold the fire engine to extinguish it. But by the time they went, the senko had died down. After we left Wake Island, all of a sudden we got into an eye of a storm. And so the captain says to get back and sit down, and I barely had enough time to strap everything down. Now and then I closed the curtains because we didn't have doors at the time, just closed the curtains. And I jumped into the jump seat. No sooner I jumped into the jump seat, the galley, which was right back of me, broke. The straps all broke, and all the hot boiling water came tumbling out. And had I been there just a second longer, I'd probably scald. So I think I said that, my mother said, and grandma, and they all said that because of my putting up the flower, the spirits were protecting me from getting hurt.
When you get into Boston the next day, I would typically stay up all day and just go to bed that night. it didn't affect me that much. And maybe because I traveled as a child and stuff, it was very, very rare that I got jet lag. Honestly, I still don't know what jet lag is.
We served Chateaubriand, and we served champagne, Dom Perignon, and Piper Heidsieck, Charles, very fine wines and champagne. We had cart service. We had where we would go down the cart and actually slice our meat and serve it on Noritake china, lead crystal glasses. We had nice silver forks and knives. I mean, and linen napkin. Everything was just so very, really fine dining.
It's the schedule. I mean, you're literally off. You can fly as little or as much as you want. If you're on reserve, you have 12 to 15 days off a month. If you're holding a line, you can have more. I mean, there were some months, I worked like 3 trips. I had 20 days off. I mean, nobody gets that. It's impossible to have a full-time job with 20 days off.
It's actually shot this day because they don't want to have people cheating.
We had berths on the top. We would have to bring the ladder, so they would climb out of the berth and down. One time, this lady rang me, and she had changed in her peignoir, and she wanted to go to the bathroom. She rang me, and I took the ladder, and she came down, and I got caught in her peignoir, and I was looking up for a coal.